Good morning, my miracle friends. So I'd just like to welcome any new people who've just joined the group. And there are 365 lessons in the Course in Miracles. And it is all about relinquishing our fears bit by bit or overnight and settling into our true nature being love and light and compassion and all the lovely, juicy things that make us feel good. And it sometimes feels like we suffer from multi-personality disorder, and we kind of do. Because we have this voice in our head that is telling us one thing, and then we have this other voice in our head telling us something else. And the voice in our head that is always doubting us or trying to trip us up is called the ego. And the ego has a bandwidth of evolution which at best is suspicious and at worst is vicious, as it says in the Course in Miracles. So you can be sure that you're listening to your ego when you feel uncomfortable, sad, angry, like all of these emotions that can be quite paralysing. And you can be sure that you're not listening to your ego if you feel you're radiating light and you're radiating love and you see everyone as an extension of yourself regardless of their story, and you feel in bliss. So that's when you're listening to your spirit inside you, called sometimes the Holy Spirit in the Course in Miracles context. But this is your life force. This is the creator of the universe that created you and is you deep inside you. And we want to be listening to that voice more often than the other voice. And you know when you're listening to that voice because you can feel yourself relaxing. Anyway, we're currently in a review, which is for the next 10 days, we're going to be reviewing some lessons we did the last 2 weeks. So these are going to be very short lessons every day. And they all start and finish with the same sentence, which is, I am not a body, I am free. For I am still as God created me. I am not a body, I am free, I am still exactly as the life force of the universe created me. And this is such a relief because we identify ourselves so strongly with our bodies and what we look like and what our hair looks like and all of that. We also identify ourselves very strongly with how we think, and we really believe our thoughts identify us as ourselves, and we also think we have to act on every single thought that pops into our head. We don't. We do not need to act on every thought that pops into our head. And I know there are lots of thoughts popping into our head the whole time. So lesson 202, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And then the lesson we're reviewing is, I will be still an instant and go home. I will be still an instant and go home. And by that we mean physically still an instant, of course, but we're trying to still the frantic thoughts. We want to still the frantic thoughts an instant, and we want to go home, and home is here in our heart. That's where home is. So it doesn't matter where you think you actually live. Your true home is within this body, in your heart. Why would I choose to stay an instant more where I do not belong, when God himself has given me his voice to call me home? So it says in many teachings that there is a quiet, still voice within, a gentle, still, quiet voice within that that we can listen to and we can hear if we quieten our minds enough to be able to be still enough to hear this. And we're not trying to do some amazing meditation where, oh, I've got a blank sheet of paper in my head, I don't have any thoughts. No, we're not trying to do that, because our ego will love us to try and do that, and then it can tell us we're failing miserably, that we're still having thoughts. No, we're allowed to have the thoughts, but we're going to watch them from a position which is calm and still and gentle, like we're watching clouds going by in the sky. We're just going to watch them curiously go by and calmly. And then we will be able to respond to life in a calmer way, in a more intelligent way, rather than reacting to life. I have a thought, I react. I have a thought, I react. No, we want to still it sufficiently that we can go peacefully into our body, into our heart, into God, into the universe, into the life force, which we are. And this is where we belong in truth. And this is where unity consciousness arises, because everything is made of this. So when we can go into the unity version of ourselves, instead of this individuation called Tippy, 59, 3 kids, blah, 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 story, narrative, which is all good fun. It is. It's a good little drama. It's a Netflix show of the Tippy life. I like being in the Netflix show of Tippy life, but I would also like to not be totally reactive and fast asleep in the Tippy life. I want to embody this beautiful energy and share this beautiful energy with every single person or creature or inanimate object that I meet, in a state of bliss, in a state of gratitude, in the state of reverence, of like, oh my God, this is so amazing, in a miraculous state. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. And what is so amazing about life is that every single day we can start with a clean sheet of paper. So whatever happened yesterday is of no concern to me right now. And whatever is going to happen tomorrow is of no concern. Clean sheet of paper. And in fact, they've discovered in quantum physics and all of that, that actually we are leaving and entering our body, I need to look it up properly to give you the proper science, but about 1,144 times a second. So 1,144 times a second, we get a clean sheet of paper to do it differently. And we are not the result. There isn't a cause and effect going on and, oh my God, we're having to deal with that. It can be right here, right now, that we change the cause and the effect right now in this instant. Because 1,144 times a second, we get a chance to reset this whole Netflix show right here, right now. And it's what we are seeing around us is a complete projection of what is going on in our heads. Exactly our emotional state. Our state is outpicturing all around us. And that is pretty shocking when you sometimes see the state of the world and you think, holy fuck. But it's not shocking when you realise it's actually liberating. So all I have to do is change my state. All I have to do is change my inner state and I will start seeing a different picture on the outside of me. And you might say, oh, well, I've done that. And then I switch the news on and there's all sorts of wars going on in the world. Forget all of that. Just do it in your immediate vicinity, in your immediate life, with the immediate people that you are with, including yourself. Now change your state and immediately around you, you will see something differently. Maybe your pet will react differently to you, or maybe, I don't know, you bump into the postman today and you have a nice chat, or yesterday something so touching happened. I was walking down a sort of dark-ish street, and there was a tall, scary-looking young man following me, and I thought, oh, should I cross the road? And I went to cross the road, and this young man said to me, did you know your rucksack is open? I said, oh, really? And he said, would you like me to close it for you? And I said, oh, I'd love it. And I just backed into this young man, and he zipped up my bag for me. And I said, thank you so much. That was so kind of you. And, you know, off I went on my way. Whereas the story, the program that I have inside me is, oh, you know, I'm about to be mugged. But because the inside of me was willing to see this differently and willing to see the other person as an extension of myself, I'm very grateful that I wasn't wandering down the street with all my goods and chattels falling all over the road, because I'd already dropped my glasses and God knows what. Anyway, this is quite a long one today, but I just wanted to be sharing this with the lovely new people who've just joined us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your lovely energy, and thanks to everyone in the group for all our amazing energy. Lesson 202. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I will be still an instant and go home. I will be still an instant and go home. Beloved Divine, within me and all around me, and within all of us and around all of us, the perfect day already exists, full of love and lightness and miracles and extraordinariness and ecstasy. Thank you for guiding us and everyone concerned to this. Love before us and love behind us. Love to the left of us and love to the right of us. Love above us and love below us. Love express itself through us and love emanate from us, touching everyone and everything that we see, that we think about, that we feel, with the love and the joy and the miracles and the ecstasy of life. Let everyone be touched with that, even if we just look them in the eyes and send them that. Have an amazing Monday. I just know I'm going to.